Second sub-process of Phase 2 starts with the submission of Strategic Military Assessment of Higher HQ. First, let's see what a Strategic Military Assessment looks like. The format of a Strategic Military Assessment can be adjusted for the situation. Ideally, it should be a concise document providing relevant military advice for the particular crisis. We can say that, for a planner who did not have a chance to follow the crisis up to now, the Strategic Military Assessment document would be called the scenario document of a real crisis. Now you have a detailed document describing the crisis from a military perspective. However, it is not easy to understand all dimensions of the crisis just by reading a text document. In order to have a better understanding of the strategic context, a visual classification of friendly, adversary, neutral and supporting actors is required, and it should be conducted at this stage. In order to do that, we use a tool called Actor Interrelationship Diagram. Main actors of the crisis and their interrelationships can be visualized by using this tool. This visualization will help you to better understand and interlink political goals, objectives, main characteristics, capabilities, strengths and weaknesses, strategies and the instruments of powers of main actors in a crisis. With such a tool you can also better assess the possible response to the involvement of a specific actor to the crisis. For example, here you can easily see that, country D, is not only directly threatening country A and B, but also by supporting some proxy groups, it is also waging guerrilla war on the same countries. By using this relationship diagram you can make a preliminary deduction like, for example, by influencing country D, it would be possible to decrease of guerrilla attacks on security forces of country A and B. Visualization helps a lot. It is also very helpful for your commanders and decision makers who do not have enough time to read everything or simply doesn't like reading more than a page for the appreciation of the strategic context of the crisis. The JOPG, with the advice from the legal and political advisors of the commander, reviews legal and political aspects of the crisis, based on a military strategic assessment and their understanding of the situation. In order to appreciate the national implications, the JOPG assesses the possible implications of potential risks or threats to national security interests, including any issues requiring urgent attention. For a comprehensive approach in planning, the JOPG also needs to identify and understand the methods and principles of the international actors operating in the area of operations. A non-government organization expert, or an international organization expert in JOPG would be a great asset for defining possible areas of mutual support. Another important issue is the media. In order to develop a good understanding of the media interest among different audiences, military public affairs leads a collaborative process with information operations, psychological operations, gender advisor and political advisor within the planning group. At the operational level, working on strategic issues would seem redundant and duplication of effort. You are right, and under normal circumstances there is no requirement to provide feedback to Strategic HQ on their appreciation of the strategic assessment. However, if there are divergences between the strategic appreciation of the situation and that of the operational level, these should be brought to the attention of the Strategic HQ. At this stage, our task is to double-check the outputs of the strategic level from our perspective, and give feedback to the commander. In some cases, Strategic Military Assessment document may include provisional military strategic objectives. If so, JOPG should ensure that military strategic objectives are balanced with the means and ways available for their achievement at the operational level. Normally, the JOPG presents a summary of their appreciation of strategic assessment to the commander. However, as I mentioned, usually, there is no requirement for the operational HQ to provide feedback to Strategic HQ on strategic military assessment. But, if there are differences between the two assessments, commander of the operational level should bring these issues to the attention of the Strategic HQ.